Hey guys, so I just finished watching Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins on 4K HDR, starring Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Katie Holmes, Morgan Freeman, Gary Oldman, Cillian Murphy, Liam Neeson, Tom Wilkinson, and Rutger Hauer. Now, when it was discovered or unleashed on the world that Christopher Nolan was going to be doing a take on the Batman, it brought a lot of excitement to the movie-going public. 2005, Christopher Nolan took the superhero genre, twisted it on its head, made it legitimate, and delivered to us one of the best superhero movies in the genre. It goes without saying, also just one of the best films, period. Batman Begins is a fantastic take on what Batman would be like if he lived in the real world. So the take is this. Basically, going back to the beginning, we see Bruce Wayne as a young kid, and we know the law. His parents are shot and killed in front of him, and that sparks within him an unquenchable thirst for justice. He initially in this movie treads very close to revenge, which is not what Batman is. To try and learn a little bit more about the criminal element and to discover what makes the criminal mind work and to experience that life, he leaves after becoming so disillusioned with Gotham and its corrupt government and law enforcement. He just needs to get away and just form an idealism and become something more than human and to become an icon, which cannot be corrupted. So he goes and joins the League of Shadows, fronted by Liam Neeson, Ra's al Ghul, or Ducard, one or the other. He learns a lot of valuable skills in regards to fighting and theatrics and becoming invisible and just using everything he has at his disposal, including his mind and his body, to become the ultimate fighting machine and to become something that the criminals would fear. And he uses his own fear of bats, which he discovers that he has after falling down a well. Once again, all part of the folklore. And he uses these skills to come back. After discovering the League of Shadows is all about judge, jury, and executioners, that's not what he is. It's not what he wants to achieve. It's justice, not taking the law into his own hands and becoming vigilante and just murdering people who he feels deserve it. It's about standing up for something true. And when he learns the League of Shadows' ultimate goal is to tear Gotham City apart by using a fear toxin, which is later utilized by the Scarecrow, Cillian Murphy, to unleash on the unsuspecting public to tear themselves apart, to make the city self-destruct. So Batman, Bruce Wayne, is the only one who's going to stand between him, Ra's al Ghul, and the destruction of Gotham, who they believe is so far gone. It just needs to be pulled apart from the inside out, and what better way than to just have it self-destruct, have it implode. So Batman starts fighting crime, forms a relationship with Gary Oldman's character of Sergeant Gordon in this one, not quite commissioner yet, and the two of them start fighting the law enforcement officers who are under the rule of Falcone, massive mafia boss, and start trying to get Gotham a little slimmer of hope. That's the rough plot. If you've not seen Batman Begins, then get off your ass and go watch it, because it's one of the best movies ever made. The thing is, this is, as we know, part of the Dark Knight trilogy. This isn't even the best one. It's astounding. This is a fantastic flick, and what comes next just takes, as Commissioner Gordon would say in this movie, escalation. It broadens everything laid out in the foundations of Batman Begins and just explodes it into something absolutely phenomenal. But that's to be discussed in a later video. Today we're talking about Batman Begins. Like I said, one of the best Batman movies ever made, one of the best superheroes ever made, and it's quite up there with just top genre films altogether. Christopher Nolan is a marvelous filmmaker, and what he's done here is just nothing short of amazing. Yeah, it's not a perfect movie. It does have some faults. For me, personally, the fight scenes in this movie aren't shot particularly well at all. They're very muffled, closed in, and you really can't get a handle on what the action is on screen. As, say, compared to what Zack Snyder did with Batman vs. Superman. We know the scene where Batman takes on the goons in that warehouse, saving Martha Kent at the end of the movie. That is an action scene to behold. That is one of the best Batman action scenes ever committed to film. Christopher Nolan has brought a really amazing, realistic take on Batman. And I'm not knocking the film in any way. I love it to bits. It's one of my favorite films ever. And I'm just saying, for me, critically speaking, the fight scenes are a little bit muggy. Haters gonna hate. Oh, and a quick observation, all you Game of Thrones fans out there. Jack Gleeson is in this, yes. Joffrey as the small kid that Batman kind of throws a device to after he gets discovered by the little boy when he comes out onto the balcony and says, "My friends won't believe me." And he also kind of turns up at the end too when Katie Holmes has to rescue him from a bunch of thugs. And, the big riot at the end when all the fear toxin is just making everyone go crazy. So there you have it. Joffrey's in this. Just sharing. So the fear toxin scenes at the end of this movie is kind of where the movie does go, full goes the realistic take, as realistic as you can be with a masked vigilante taking on bad guys. That's where they decide to have a little bit of fun with the special effects, with the fear toxin inducing some crazy hallucinations and scary bat face and scary scarecrows and all sorts of freaky things, and it just does look amazing. Now, being a 4K HDR version of the film, yeah, this is the best the film has ever looked. It does have some grain issues, well, not issues, a little bit of grain, and some of the scenes, particularly the early Michael Caine scenes where Alfred is talking to Bruce Wayne, I find that those scenes, I don't know, intentionally or not, kind of to, take some of the creases out of Michael Caine's face to make him look a little bit younger. But there is a little bit of a softer focus in some scenes in this movie. It's not a nitpick. Well, it is a nitpick, but it's not a gripe. It's just something that this film has in it, being a 4K HD super resolution disc. It is a little, not blurry, but soft in some scenes. And that's not a critique. It's just what it is. I have heard from other reviews that the next two films in the series on the 4K format are absolutely astounding. So I cannot wait to watch them and let you guys know what I think. But as it stands, this is one good looking film. Christopher Nolan has crafted a masterpiece of cinematic entertainment, and Batman is awesome. I know there's some people who don't really like his Batman voice too much in this. Batman. But that's neither here or there. Christian Bale does a really amazing job at Bruce Wayne and a terrific job as Batman. He takes the role and just absolutely owns it. So Batman Begins is a fantastic flick. Just, if you've not seen it, really do yourself a favor and check it out. Michael Caine as Alfred steals the show. He's really amazing. Morgan Freeman, once again, like people say, they can just listen to this guy read a phone book and he's just amazing. Rutger Hauer. Apparently, Chris Nolan sat the cast and crew down before making Batman Begins and had them watch Blade Runner and stated, this is what we're doing with Batman. I don't really see the neon noir too much in this movie, but there you have it. Just got a connection with Rutger Hauer in this. There you go. So, Batman Begins. It looks awesome. Especially if you can get the triple pack. I didn't get that. I had to buy the movies individually because we didn't have them in that nifty box set that we have out and about in the world. So I did buy them individually, but I don't mind. I will definitely double dip when a movie is to this caliber. Christopher Nolan just makes amazing films, and his filmic eye is just made for 4K. I know in his later movies, this movie didn't have it at all, but he does film a lot of scenes in IMAX. And those scenes, especially when I've just watched Dunkirk, what he does with the IMAX format in these movies, they go from the widescreen ratio to the full IMAX, and in the 4K, that is just dead set amazing. So I know that the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises are going to utilize that format a little bit more. I really did miss it from this one, but I'm not going to knock it. These aren't little gripes I have. The movie's awesome. Do yourself a favor, check it out. It's freaking amazing. Anyway, guys, that's my review on Batman Begins 4K HDR. Definitely worth the pickup. Don't forget to subscribe, throw me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.